Good morning, Janice.
Good morning, Anthony.
Today we're going to talk about staying in touch with your professional executor. So you've named me the executor in your will or trustee of your trust. What's next? This is coming up frequently. A lot of people are doing their estate plans because of current events, I guess, and getting this question a lot. Okay, thank you for allowing. Thank you, Anthony, for serving or being named as my executor in my will or my trustee in my trust. What's next? What has to be done? So we'll talk about that.
So today we'll talk about regular check-in calls. Where are your documents? How else to keep in touch? And how Anthony will be informed when you pass.
Perfect. So first, regular check-ins. I need to stay in touch. I need to make sure, I need to know what's going on with you. We don't necessarily have to be best friends or anything, but I do need to know if you've moved, how your health is doing, if your assets have significantly changed. If the person who you named in your will, the nephew you named, you're suddenly not so, crazy about or anything like that. I just need to kind of check in every maybe year or so, maybe annually, just to keep my finger on the pulse of your estate wishes. So I won't pester you. I won't be, calling you every morning. Yeah, more like annually, maybe twice a year, something along those lines. And it may not even be a call. If you and I develop a relationship that's more email based or snail mail based, whichever you prefer. I'm flexible in that way.
That sounds easy.
Yeah. So any big changes, I want to just keep my finger on the pulse and make sure I know if anything big has changed in your life, and that way I can kind of keep tabs, and that's kind of my job as the executor. Yeah. Next, I need to make sure I'm aware. Where are your documents? Right. After you sign your estate plan, that's one of the first questions I'll ask you. Where will you be storing your papers, your originals? But if you've moved, or if you've gotten a new safe, or if you decided to open a safe deposit box at the bank, not a good idea, by the way. But if you decide to do that, I'd like to know, and I'll be checking in annually to make sure I know where everything is.
And why is that important? Because some people don't realize that they don't know that you have to have the originals. It makes it easier.
Yes, very true. Very true. It's also important because of discovery, meaning I might not necessarily be the first one informed of your passing. It kind of depends on how things shake out. We'll talk about that a few sections later. And how you store your documents can really help your neighbor, your doorman, your friend, your nephew figure out who I am and how to contact me, right? So that all factors into deciding where to store your documents. I'll also stay in touch some other ways. So aside from phone calls or emails, right? I often send out free copies of my book just to, if you're in the mood to read about this stuff, about probate or executors or estate planning, happy to send my clients free copies of my books. Sometimes I just send out random, greeting cards or check-in cards, like, how you doing? Maybe I found out about something local in our neighborhood, and I'll just send you a note just to say hi.
just keeping in contact, the touch points, the reminder of you're still there,
and just to be clear on why I'm doing these things. Yes, of course, I'm trying to send you information, with a free copy of one of my books, or just staying in touch and being friendly. But there's also a more sort of practical purpose to these touch points, and it's my goal is to have your house kind of littered with my information, right? So if I send you an interesting postcard that you stick on top of the refrigerator or whatever, magnet to the refrigerator that has my name and phone number on it, then, when your niece is cleaning out your apartment and still hasn't figured out, where's the will or who to contact, hey, there's a lawyer's name right on the fridge. Maybe I should see if he knows anything. Right?
We'll try that. Yeah.
Yeah. Or if they see multiple copies of my book, and often we scribble a little handwritten note on there, like, I hope you enjoy, give me a call anytime, something like that. Maybe they'll realize, hey, maybe this is Uncle Bob's lawyer. Maybe let's call him and see if he knows anything about a will or anything like that, right? And then I'll know where you stored it, because we've talked about that, every year. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. It actually does, yes. Somebody's going to piece together that, wait a minute, Anthony Park, I'm seeing that name all over the place.
Exactly. I'm just sort of spamming your house, essentially. Not for you, but for anyone who may have to sort things out later, right?
Right.
Just be glad I'm not sending a big poster of my face.
Right. Like one of those cutouts.
One of those pop-up cutout things.
That might be going a little too far,
Don't
but
give me the
whatever.
All right. So, and this all ties into my last point. How will I be informed when you pass? And, Janice, I've been an executor and a probate attorney for hundreds, if not thousands of states. So
Yeah.
we've been down this road. The best way for my Manhattan clients, the best way is to make me your emergency contact, especially if you're a solo ager, unmarried and childless. The person who's most likely going to inform me is going to be your doorman or building manager. I mean, that's just, wow, that's really, I'm kind of painting too morbid a picture, but that's kind of how it works out.
Oh, that's reality, unfortunately.
Yeah. So if you list me as your emergency, many of my clients have listed me as the emergency contact with the building manager, and that's actually a really, really good way to get me informed quickly. Same goes with your primary care physician. That's another very common
interesting
touch point when you pass away. Your doctor will, if you're ill, will be kind of on top of your situation and will know to contact me. And even just putting my business card in your wallet, something very simple like that. Those are really the best ways to make sure somebody knows to contact me. Somebody else has that information. Then you can always make sure you just have a mention to your friends or neighbors, the people who are closest to you, your tightest, the inner circle of your social network. Just mention, I read this book. What are you reading? What are you doing lately? I've been reading a book from my lawyer, Anthony Park. He's my executor. Just kind of drop it in there so that folks will know to look, or the name will ring a bell if they see it, right? That sort of thing. Janice, I think that's it. I hope this covers what we wanted to basically tell all of our wonderful clients who recently nominated me as their executor or trustee. Yeah, I think we've covered it all.
Absolutely. Well, so to dig in a little bit deeper, you could read the How to Hire an Executor book, Anthony's book, available on Amazon. Also, the Solo Ager Estate Plan, also available on Amazon.
All right. That's all for today. Thank you all for listening. Thank you, Janice. And we'll talk again next time.
We'll talk soon.
Bye now.